Hello basketball coaches and basketball players, my name is Alan from Al's Basketball Training, and today I'm going to show you a basketball offense that has 3 post players. So hello everyone, my name is Alan from Al's Basketball Training. If you're new to this channel, on this channel I show you basketball plays, drills, and skills. So if you like that stuff, hit that like button and subscribe. But anyways, today I'm going to give you an offense that has 3 post players. Now I'm going to run this different types of plays with the 3 post players. And we're going to run it against different zones as well as a man-to-man defense. And then in future videos, I will be doing some more in-depth on this offense when it comes to a 2-3 zone, a 3-2 zone, and a man-to-man defense. Okay, so here in our first play I'm going to show you is a 2-3 zone, and we have our 3 post players right there. So, to start off in this first play, obviously the 2-3 zone, it's going to look very similar to probably like this. We're going to be probably having player 4 front player 5. Player 5 is going to be watching both players, and player 3 is probably going to be fronting player 4, unless player 5 comes up to guard player 3. First, what we're going to have is we will have player 3 set a screen for player 2, who will use that screen, and he will cut across out to the free throw line extended. At this time, player 1 is going to pass player 2 the ball, and he could take that shot if player 3 red doesn't recover fast enough to him. If he does recover quick enough to him, player 2 will then pass down to player 4. At the same time, once that screen was made here, player 3 is going to be rolling towards the basket. So even if this isn't open on this side, we can still have a possibility of player 3 being open, cutting down to the lane, where player 4 would then be able to pass to player 3, or player 1 could pass to player 3, or player 2 could pass to player 3. There's quite a few different options in this play right here, especially against the 2-3 zone. If player 4 gets the ball, player 3 isn't open, then what's going to happen is player 3 will then clear out to this side of the court, and what we will then have is player 4 will then probably move back down on defense. Player 4 blue will be able to isolate and post up player 5, maybe use a few post moves. You can find some post moves on my channel as well, and maybe even in the comments if I remember to tag them down there. But that is the end of this play. Let's go on to the next play. In this next play, we're going to be going up against a man-to-man defense, and we're going to have player 1 and 2 do a dribble handoff up top at the point. At the same time, we're going to have player 4 setting a screen for player 3, and player 2 is going to be using player 1 as a screen. Player 3 is going to come off. He's going to cut towards the rim. Player 2 could shoot that ball. He could take that three-point or mid-range shot, or he could pass to player 3, and player 3 could go in for a layup. Now in this next play, we will go up against a 3-2 zone defense. What most likely is going to happen is player 2 will then shift over, guarding both of these players. Player 5 is going to be probably guarding the middle. Player 4 is going to be on player 4, and player 1 and 3 are probably going to be double teaming or double coverage of player 1. What's going to happen now is we will have player 4, he will go up and set a screen for player 3, and player 1 is going to use player 4 as a screen. We will then also have player 3 blue set a screen on player 5, and we will then have player 5 showing to the high post. What we're hoping for here is for player 1 to either have a shot or possibly have a mid-range shot with player 5. Those are 2 different options. And now what we will have is player 1 cutting towards the rim, and he's going to be cutting across the baseline out to this far side. So that if player 5 has that ball, player 1 makes that cross, player 5 can possibly, depending on what's going on, he could do a quick lob or chest pass to player 1, or he could take one dribble to the center of the key and make that pass out to player 1 for that 3-point shot. Because now we have overloaded this side, the whole defense has shifted to that side, and will allow any player who's over here to be wide open. Now the next play we will run, and our final play I will show you today is against a 3-2 zone defense again. And remember what we were saying before, this is probably how the defense is going to be playing it. We're going to have player 3 setting a screen on player 1. Player 1 is going to use that screen. He could jack up that 3-point shot. That is an option. Now, if player 4 if he pops out to guard player 1, because obviously this is his zone, player 5 might pop back down, and if that does happen, player 3 is going to roll towards the basket, and we could have an open mid-range shot or floater from player 3. Or if player 5 sees the roll coming and he cheats and stays up, we'll have player 4 blue open in the low post for a very easy layup. Now, I hope that these plays help your team win more games. If they do, let us know in the comments below. And if you've seen this offense before, again, let us know in the comments below, because this is not exactly a very common offense to use at the youth level or really any level at all. I'll see you guys again tomorrow for another daily basketball video.